We started getting restless about 2 days ago and decided to come to the Andaman Islands. We were trying to choose between Sri Lanka and these islands, which are right next to Thailand.
We were sitting in Kochi and I was trying to plan our overland route, just decided that I did not want to plan to go overland.
We flew from Kochi to the Andaman Islands, got stuck, had to spend one night on the main island, took a ferry, took a really long time, got here, found a place, wasn't a very cheap place, found another place, and now we're here.
We found a home for the next 9 nights before we have to fly back to Chennai to go to Spain. We are planning on spending our days trying to work out, go
Scuba
swimming.
diving.
We are going to go scuba diving. And Austin's going to work on videos, and I'm going to try and do some research on grad school.
We're also gonna be lazy.
We're also going to be lazy.
So, it's actually been a while since I've done my last update. It's probably been about 4 or 5 days. And in those days, we have spent our time free diving. Morgan is sitting in the hammock writing some postcards, which we have postcards still from Peru we have not sent.
Wait.
Just gotta wait. She gotta stick her sandy feet. Oh. So, back at our beach, we have a little tin roof, and there's a forest of coconut trees. And in the middle of the night, you hear a slight rustle and a little tiny crack, and it sounds like a gunshot as the bowling ball-sized coconut makes a huge dent in the roofs. So, sometimes it's our neighbor's roof, sometimes it's our roof, but all of the roofs are slowly being battered and bashed by coconuts.
And last night there were at least 2 that hit ours and then another couple that hit our neighbors. So I don't know what's going on with the coconuts. So when we got to the Andaman Islands, we decided to do some diving.
We did a refresher course like 2 days ago, just so that we could do 2 fun dives yesterday. And I've never done scuba diving off the boat where they put together and they help you and they feed you on the boat.
It was great. So we got 2 full dives in, plus, a little refresher course to brushing up on some skills, and we got to see some pretty cool coral and practice swimming with a really strong current under the water.
The first day we saw a stingray and an octopus. We saw an octopus on all 3 of our dives.
Lionfish. This is the signal for lionfish underwater.
What's the signal for clownfish? Clownfish?
This is clownfish.
And then you got Sergeant Major.
Moorish idols.
We saw a lot of Moorish idols. They look like giant angelfish.
The fish named, the black and white one named Gil from Finding Nemo.
Yeah.
That's a Moorish idol.
We saw lots of clownfish. We saw 3 different kinds of clownfish. Scuba diving is very different than free diving. Free diving, you're so free because there's nothing hanging on you that you can like slither through the water. Scuba diving is like you're a manatee.
Oh, manatee, yeah.
Hopefully all of our dives are just as warm as these.
Yes, the water here is, you still need a wetsuit for diving.
And I still get cold, but it's really nice. On these scuba dives, the dive boat, they would set up your tank for you. Then they would feed you after your first dive, in between your first and your second dives. And then right when you got to the surface, all you had to do is unclip your BC and they would pull your tank, regulator, and BC out of the water for you, so you had nothing to pick up when you climbed back on top of the boat. I've never been on a dive boat where they pampered you like this, and it's kind of nice.
We have a new friend today. Hi. Hey, buddy. His name is Young Bev. We found him just where we parked it for the day on the beach. Ow. Hey. He's still a puppy. Ow. He has sharp teeth. But I got him to run around in the shallows with me and play with me a little bit. So maybe we'll have him trained by the time we leave.
Here we go. We did not look at our budget, but we're doing 2 more dives anyways. Here we are in front of the dive boat. We just got back from 2 dives here on Havelock Island.
We did the wall and purple something.
The wall was really cool. I think I went to my deepest I've ever been, which is 22 meters.
Yeah. So now we're gonna go relax the rest of the day. It's only 10 in the morning and we already had some great dives.
Yeah, I got lost in the second dive.
Oh yeah, I lost my buddy.
We still stayed down for almost an hour, so.
Yeah.
After our first 2 dives with Scuba Love, we decided to do another 2 dives, one of which was a night dive.
Austin's first night dive.
It was spectacular. You couldn't see anything except for what was in front of your flashlight, and all the fish were just sleeping and sitting around, and you could walk up and almost poke them before they would move and swim away from you.
And we saw cuttlefish.
It started out as the same color as the sand, and as it would move across, you could see it slowly changing colors, and then it got all spiky and weird, and it was really cool.
It was the best. That was the best thing I think we saw on the night dive. Oh, and then we also at one point turned off all of our flashlights and started dancing around, and you could see the bioluminescence glowing.
It looked kind of like fireflies. When you waved your hand through the water, there's little tiny specks of glowing green.
Yeah. That night we got beers and hung out late at night with our dive masters and neighbors, Dhruv and Geetika and our other neighbor Patty. We just had a bunch of beers and hung out until 2 in the morning.
Was it really 2?
It was pretty late.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Also beautiful. It was very picturesque. Coral cloud on the bottom with another cloud of fish right above it, all snappers.
Snappers,
we saw
barracuda,
a bumphead parrotfish.
Humphead parrotfish.
Humphead parrotfish.
They're massive, and they have these huge teeth, and they're probably about this big at least.
About as big as Morgan.
No, but it was
they
huge.
literally eat the coral and then they poop out sand.
Thank you, Dhruv and Geetika, and all of the dive masters at Scuba Love.
We are so sad to leave Havelock Island. We've been here 9 days, and every day we've been calling it a home.
I think 10.
10 days.
We love it here, and we're gonna miss all of our friends.
The water here is bathtub warm.
And clear, and now we have to get on a big boat to go get on a big plane, and then we're going to the mainland.
And then we're going to Spain.
Spain!